Shut it, Tom. I only shook your hand because I had to. We will never be friends.
Let's survive this together.
I hope you die.
Bitch, do you want me to jump across this table? Because I don't have all day for this, okay? You feeling froggy? Leap. Okay, wait, here I come. Hey.
Has anyone seen my son? Oh God, Timmy! My mother's adrenaline is kicking in. I can see every equation. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you seen my son? He's about this tall, clearly gay, but we haven't had to talk. Timmy, are you in there?
Hey man, you wanna play some ping pong? Sure, let's do it.
Kidnappedbabysitters.html, barelylegal.gov, and almostlegal.co.jp.
I've heard of barely legal. What the hell is
Holy fuck, too young.
What is she, Asian?
Oh God, that kind of too young. The Russian roulette of internet history. Are we in the system now? I'm not a lawyer. How the fuck should I know? You only live for a second. 5 second rule, right? Is your food on the floor, not child porn? Oh my God.
Who the hell is it?
It's you.
What?
Kokichi is the culprit.
How rude.
You made a mistake.
Oh, there. It's not that rare for you to make a mistake. Your entire existence is a mistake. You can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Are you even a whore? Excuse me? I have a boyfriend and a purity ring. For real? How do I get one? Little late for you. It's never too late to have your boyfriend fuck every girl but you. I don't need to take this. I'm on the honor roll, something you'll never do. Bitch, why don't you shut the fuck up before I slit your throat and watch the honor roll out? Are you threatening me? No, I'm hitting on you. Flash me a titty, bitch. Cokehead slut.
I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know. God, why are you so dumb?
Gota just want to help everyone, like true gentlemen.
New Iruma's killer is Gonta Goku Hora! Kaido is really desperate to make me the culprit. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. Well then, the culprit is Gonta. This is the truth you all adore so much. Too bad, Kaido. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me. Oh, the irony!
Why? Gota killed me. Forget everything. Gota even thinking not do anything bad. And Gota try to blame someone else and make everyone suffer. Why? Why Gota do such terrible things?
This is the truth of the case! The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world. To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device. So, we all plug those cords into our helmets and enter the virtual world. But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world. It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well. Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder. But we had no idea this error even happened, and so we all logged in one by one. Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in. She had modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison and placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, the reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to log out, objects are unbreakable, your avatars use all 5 senses. She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false. She wanted us to misunderstand the world. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme. the very person Yu was trying to kill, Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mu's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed. But it seems as though right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder. Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mu had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mu investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mu's plan. At the chapel, Mu told Maki that she was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion. Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river. This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel. At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mu's pranks. That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon. Kaito searched the roof. Tsumugi searched the dining room. I searched the kitchen. And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Mu was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You see, the wall was a special wall that Mu had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Mu had changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through. Mu headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way. When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out. It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time. The same roof where Kokichi and Mu were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious, but her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mu. While Mu was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind and used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mu. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable. Mu's avatar was strangled to death, and the shock killed Mu in the real world. After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took the lattice from the storage room and placed Mu's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With the body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof. It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel, and we heard in the mansion. Mu's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop. They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion. In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case because the culprit doesn't remember. This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist.
Red bottom to the ocean. Red bottom go.
Stupid! That was just a lie!
This school is mine! I am the king! I, Kokichi Oma, am the mastermind and king of the ultimate academy for gifted juveniles! Yes! This world is mine!
It took me by surprise. The hatred in his eyes.
Who am I? Who am I? What do you even say? I'm the loser of the game. You didn't know we were playing. Let's play another game. This time I get to win. Life on the line. Winner takes all. Ready for the last week.
Mr. Goose, what do you have to say for yourself?
Guilty.
The flashback light became the motive. When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him. I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair, would end. I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
You were naive.
Huh?
That's what I thought. I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete, simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me!
That's why. I needed to settle it myself. I took the poison arrows and the crossbow, and broke into the hangar with an exisal. But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected. Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other. Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow, probably by Kaito when he fought back. Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance. Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could, and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow. That should have been enough to stop him, since the arrow was coated with poison.
The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of the poisons in my lab were far more lethal.
I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died. and find out why he was always lying and trying to confuse us.
What do you mean?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in the shadows, right? He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind this killing game. That way, he could reveal himself as the surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would already suspect him as the mastermind. Especially with that message in the courtyard. Kokichi said it was a hint, but was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint?
As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted.
I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself.
But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that? I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. Do you love killing that much?
Shut up, you asshole! I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow. But then... What?
Kaito protected Kokichi? I hate to admit it, but Kokichi is right. We have no way to prove the cause of death.
What did you say?
You can't check the body, and you don't have any conclusive evidence. You can't deduce any more from here on out. There's no way to know what happened. But I know, because I was actually involved.
So that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to commit an unsolvable murder.
Do you finally get it? Yep, that was my plan. The gimmick of this murder case isn't the unknown victim, but rather the unknowable culprit. No one understands but me. Only I know the answer. There's no more room for deduction here. Choose the culprit with your own intuition.
Intuition?
Are you troubled? I'm sure robots don't have intuition, right? But there's nothing you can do about it. This is just how the trial goes. So, who is the culprit? Maki or me? The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. It's voting time!
Hey, that's my line! I'm the one who decides when it's voting time!
Oh, come on. No one's gonna figure out the truth. Let's just vote already. This won't be a problem, right, Monokuma? Because you know who the culprit is, don't you? Just like you always do.
Huh? Yes, of course!
Yeah? What kind of a reaction is that?
The culprit, you say? Yes, of course I know!
Why do you seem so flustered?
Flustered? Me? What are you talking about?
Monokuma, do you not know who the culprit is either?
Oh, what do you mean I don't know? What don't I know, huh?
You don't know, do you?
What does this mean? Why doesn't Monokuma know who the culprit is?
Yes, that's it! So that's what Kokichi's real objective was!
Huh? What are you talking about?
Kokichi wasn't just trying to commit a murder that we couldn't figure out. He was trying to commit a murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out either.
The murder Monokuma can figure out?
So to summarize this discussion, Kokichi used the electro bomb in the hangar and the Edzisols to watch Monokuma, thereby creating a scenario in which Monokuma has no idea who the culprit is?
I told you, there's no point. Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
No, Kokichi might not be controlling Monokuma at all.
What? But Kokichi's the mastermind, right? Shouldn't he be controlling Monokuma?
Kokichi might not be the mastermind.
What?
Remember that the only reason we think that is because Kokichi told us. Monokuma hasn't said a word about that. It's possible that Kokichi is just lying to us.
No way I lied! I'm definitely controlling Monokuma. The mastermind of the killing game is totally me. The one who pitted humanity's last survivors against each other is... all me, baby.
Right, he's a remnant of despair. How'd we forget that?
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the mastermind.
Well, I guess. But is that really possible?
Well, Monokuma?
I can't answer that without causing problems, because I gotta run this trial fair and square!
Even more reason to give us the answer. If you don't tell us the truth right now, you'll be an accomplice to Kokichi's lies. Does that sound like a fair game? Would you say this class trial is fair?
Yeah, tell us. Is Kokichi the real mastermind or not?
No need to think about it. You're being way too forward, you know.
Aren't you normally the forward one? I mean, I don't mind, because that's probably part of your strategy, too. But in the interest of fairness, I suppose it's time to tell the truth. Unlike the lies you love so much, the truth should be impartial to everyone.
And what is that truth?
I'm not being controlled by Kokichi, because he's not the mastermind.
What? Is that really true?
Kokichi was just messing with you. I never once said he was the mastermind.
Then it was all Kokichi's lie?
Yeah, that is what that would mean. With the key from the last motive, he was the first to learn the truth of the outside world. Based on his deductions, he fabricated a lie to make you all think he was the mastermind.
I see. Kokichi's own deductions.
His deductions got a lot of details right, though. Pretty impressive, honestly.
But what about the Exisol? If Kokichi wasn't the mastermind, how'd he control them so easily?
He just used Mew's remote control, right?
So the remote that Kokichi was using was made by Mew?
Oh, you didn't know? Mew not only invented the electro bomb and the electro hammer, she also made a remote control that can hijack any electronic device. Kokichi just slapped the receiver on each of the exosouls and took them for a spin.
There's no doubt about it. Kokichi isn't the mastermind.
Were we just being dragged around by Kokichi's lies the whole time? What were you trying to accomplish by pretending to be the mastermind, Kokichi?
This is the truth of the case! Let's go over the trick that Kokichi and the culprit created together. Last night, Kibo saw Himiko from the window of his lab. She was carrying a black case and heading to the exosol hangar. When she reached the hangar, she handed the case to someone through the bathroom window. That someone is the culprit of this case. Locked in the bathroom, the culprit had asked Himiko to bring them a certain weapon. A disassembled crossbow from Maki's lab. The culprit was going to use the crossbow to challenge Kokichi to a fight. Some time passed, and Maki made her way to the hangar. She was going to the hangar to kill Kokichi and save the culprit trapped in the bathroom. However, the hangar had an electric barrier preventing her from entering. Fortunately for her, she had an electro hammer to get around the barrier, in a way. She used her electro hammer to disable an exosol and climbed inside. She knew exosols could bypass the barrier, so she got inside one. Around that time, the culprit and Kokichi began their confrontation. While Kokichi was checking up on him, the culprit ambushed him with a crossbow. But the culprit didn't intend to kill Kokichi, they just wanted to disable him. That's why the culprit aimed for Kokichi's right arm. If they really wanted to kill him, they would have shot him in his vitals. Kokichi wheeled for the arrow, and the culprit jumped on him immediately. He didn't want Kokichi to have a chance to summon an exosol with a remote. While they were fighting, something happened that caught them both off guard. The shutter of the hangar opened, and an exosol stepped inside. Kokichi was definitely not expecting an exosol to interrupt them. He pulled out his remote in an attempt to control the exosol. But Maki leaped out of the cockpit and shot Kokichi with a crossbow. The arrow hit Kokichi right in the back, and it was no normal arrow. The tip was covered in a lethal poison from my lab called Strike 9 poison. The poison kills slowly. It seems as if Maki wanted Kokichi to confess before he died. But even with poison in his veins, Kokichi continued to spin his lies. When she had had enough, Maki tried to finish him off with another poisoned arrow. But this time, Maki was the one caught by surprise. To keep Maki from becoming the Blackened, the culprit used their body to shield Kokichi. The culprit's left arm was struck by a poison arrow. Maki remembered that there was an antidote in my lab, and immediately ran off to get it. The Strike 9 poison slowly circulated through their systems, and it soon killed them both. But in that desperate situation, Kokichi thought of a clever lie. He incorporated this unforeseen event into his plan to help him win the killing game. Or should I say, help him defeat Monokuma. That was Kokichi's true objective. It's why he claimed to be the mastermind. Thinking fast, Kokichi closed the shutter so that Maki could not re-enter the hangar. Thus, Kokichi's final lie was set into motion. When Maki returned to the antidote, she couldn't get back inside the hangar. So she went around to the hangar bathroom and passed the antidote through the window. But after the culprit was given the antidote, Kokichi immediately snatched it. Kokichi drank down all of the antidote while the culprit and Maki watched in horror. Maki must have been panicking, thinking the only antidote was now gone. She believed that the culprit was going to die from her own poisoned arrow. But it was all another one of Kokichi's lies. He had only pretended to drink the antidote. Maki tried desperately to break into the hangar, even slashing the control panel. But she couldn't get the shutter to open again. Defeated, she had no choice but to leave. After Maki had left, Kokichi took out another weapon. An electro bomb capable of disabling communication devices for hours. Kokichi's plan was to use an electro bomb to knock out Monokuma's surveillance cameras. That was why he commissioned Mew to make the bombs in the first place. After detonating an electro bomb, Kokichi coerced the culprit into drinking the antidote. In exchange for the antidote, Kokichi asked the culprit to cooperate with his plan. Kokichi needed to work with the culprit to execute his final lie. Under normal circumstances, the culprit would never have agreed to such a plan. But because the culprit owed him for saving their life, they agreed to Kokichi's request. Request is a generous term. It was more like blackmail. In any case, the two were now working together as accomplices in an insane plan. There was a lot to prepare and not a lot of time. They had to work fast. If Kokichi died from the Strike 9 poison, the whole plan would be ruined. After fabricating the scene in the bathroom, the culprit dragged Kokichi to the hydraulic press. This is how the swipe pattern bloodstain from the bathroom to the press was created. Kokichi, with the support of the culprit, stood in front of the press's control panel. The two of them were finally ready to execute the insane lie. While Kokichi was setting up the video camera near the hydraulic press's control panel, the culprit laid face up inside the press, draping their coat over their shoulders. Then, Kokichi activated the press and the camera's record button at the same time. The hydraulic press came down slowly, all caught on tape for us to see. Normally, the safety function would have triggered, but the electro bomb had disabled it. The press got lower and lower, and just as the culprit disappeared from view, Kokichi pressed the force stop button and the camera's pause button simultaneously. The two then switched places, and also switched roles. The culprit and the victim. The would-be victim became our culprit and started up the press and camera. Kokichi had saved the culprit's life because his trick required their cooperation. He wanted to win the killing game, even if it meant dying himself. And so, Kokichi was crushed by the press, and the whole thing was caught on video. The culprit's left sleeve was dangling from the press, making us think he was the victim. Now alone, the culprit collected the video camera and tore the hydraulic press's power cord so that it could never be raised again. This would make it impossible for us to determine the identity of the crushed body. But there was another reason the victim was killed in this way. It obfuscated the cause of death, making the case that much more difficult to solve. This was all part of Kokichi's plan to create a murder not even Monokuma could figure out. With the press disabled, the culprit returned to the bathroom to flush Kokichi's clothes. Finally, they climbed inside of an exisal to hide and waited with bated breath. And here they are now in this trial, pretending to be Kokichi. They're trying to deceive Monokuma in order to defeat the true mastermind. And that's it. That's Kokichi's unidentified culprit trick. The culprit is in that exisal. It's you, isn't it? Kaito Momota, the ultimate astronaut.
Hey!
What?
Ah.
What? What?
Shit!
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, man.
Hold on!
I'm disappointed. Well, you know.
Hold up!
Yeah. But... which means... Hey!
Hey, so...
Huh?
Shit!
Oh!
Damn.
At least I wasn't boring, right? I'm not gonna make it.
We see you, oh boy, your troubles are miles away. We see you, oh boy, and in our eyes you'll stare.
begin by asking Shuichi a question, since this class trial was his idea. What exactly is the point of this class trial?
Yeah, why are we having a class trial if no one died?
You said that the killing game would end if you exposed the truth at the class trial. So, you bastards, what is the purpose of this class trial?
Oh, that's a good question.
All right, I'll give you an answer. The reason I called for this trial is... That's it! I wish to retry a past case.
A retrial?
For which case?
The first one, the murder of Rantaro Amami. I found new evidence relevant to the case. In light of that evidence, I demand a retrial.
What's the point of a retrial? The result of the first class trial has already been settled.
Yeah.
What if our vote was wrong? To test the validity of our vote, we're going to retry the entire case. If Monokuma was wrong, the validity of these trials would be in question. The entire killing game wouldn't make sense anymore.
I see. You think you can destroy the game by calling out my failure as the game master.
You shouldn't have a problem with this if you have nothing to hide, Monokuma.
So in the end, the first case has become the focal point yet again. What a twist! What an interesting twist! Okay, let's do this!
What is this new truth?
There are several, but before we go any further, I want to discuss Rantaro's talent. Did you learn what his talent was? He was the ultimate survivor.
Ultimate survivor?
I saw it too. He said so in his video.
Rantaro became the ultimate survivor after surviving a past killing game. After his memory was wiped, he participated in the killing game once again.
So this wasn't Rantaro's first killing game?
Why did he participate in a second killing game? I'm not sure yet. But after I learned that Rantaro was the ultimate survivor, I deduced his objective.
Rantaro's objective?
The reason he went to the library before he was killed, and why he knew about the hidden door.
Didn't he just happen to randomly notice the hidden door?
That's what I thought at the time, but it appears that assumption was false. There was an actual reason Rantaro knew about the door. Rantaro was given this monopad as a kind of survivor perk. It has a map of the entire academy, including areas that have not yet been unlocked. Of course, that includes the hidden room. No, Rantaro was not the only one in the library at the time the murder occurred. This survivor perk monopad is proof of that.
Why would that monopad be evidence?
The monopad was given exclusively to Rantaro as a survivor perk, correct? But when we searched Rantaro's body, he didn't have it on his person. He only had his student handbook monopad. Which means that someone took this monopad from Rantaro after the murder.
That's very wrong!
No, there is no doubt Rantaro brought the survivor perk monopad to the library. The picture taken just before he died clearly shows him holding it.
That could be his student handbook monopad, bro, you fucking know!
No, it was definitely the same monopad. You see the way the blood is dry here? The outline of his fingers matches how he was holding it in the picture. The mastermind saw what was happening in the library. They had surveillance cameras.
Surveillance cameras.
What? Where would something like that be?
You don't know, even though they're monocubs just like you.
Monocubs?
I mean these.
So cute and tiny!
Aren't they? They're your siblings too!
That's a big reveal to drop so casually.
These little guys are called Nanokumas. Their job is to monitor the campus.
There are countless Nanokumas buzzing all over the campus. All the footage they record is wirelessly transmitted through Mother Kuma, and then sent to Monokuma. Yes, via Mother Kuma. That's an important point. If Mother Kuma receives the camera feeds, the mastermind could ask it anything. They would know about the situation in the library and the hidden room.
I see. Mother Kuma can tell them the interval timers for the cameras.
And the mastermind was in the hidden room after they stole the monopad from Rantaro.
The mastermind controlling Monokuma. They're the one who killed Rantaro.
The mastermind is the culprit?
Jeez, and you call yourself the ultimate detective?
The most important fact we discovered during the investigation is this. The shotgun ball that Rantaro was killed with was different than the one Kaede had.
What'd you say? I have no idea what's going on!
A different shot put ball? What do you mean?
I found a shot ball in the trash can in the hidden room. But it was not the murder weapon. That shot ball didn't have any blood on it. Rather, there was a pink fiber stuck to that shot.
Pink fiber? So what?
Do you remember how Kaede was carrying the shot ball?
I see. She had it in her backpack.
It was wrapped in her spare vest. Her pink vest. We were all fooled, including Kaede. We thought she was the culprit until the very end. And you want to tell us this game is fair? That there are rules? That's all bullshit! This game makes no sense at all.
If Monokuma twisted the truth for this case, then he could have twisted it for the other cases as well, making this killing game unfair.
Then, it's not even a killing game anymore. It's just killing.
The mastermind is most likely one of the participants of this killing game.
One of the participants?
One of the 16 people who were forced to play this game. one of us.
What did you say?
The classroom that makes flashback lights and the hidden room being visited often. It all suggests that the mastermind is someone we'd see every day at the academy.
Someone we'd see every day? Like one of the 16 students?
That's crazy! There's no way one of us is the mastermind! Because we're all friends! We swore to fight together!
Wait a minute, Tsumugi.
Huh?
You said you went to the bathroom. The girls' bathroom near the dining hall, right?
What did you say? That bathroom?
Huh? What? What about it? Shuichi, didn't you investigate the girls' bathroom? Did you find anything?
The utility closet in that bathroom has a hidden passageway. One that's connected to the hidden room in the back of the library. Which means it's possible to get into the hidden room from that bathroom.
What?
With this new evidence, let's look back at Rantaro's murder. The night of the incident, Kaede and I were in the first floor classroom. We were waiting for the mastermind to trigger the trap we set in the library. Around that time, there were 4 people in the dining hall, including the mastermind. The mastermind was probably irritated that no murders had yet occurred. After the motive was given, they knew that Kaede was planning something. But the mastermind wanted some assurance. They would take action if necessary. The mastermind excused themselves in the dining hall and went to the bathroom. And from there, to the hidden room in the library that only the mastermind could enter. And there, they waited. With less than an hour before the time limit expired, Rantaro moved the library's bookcase, which set off the receiver I was holding. It all happened the way we determined in the first trial, except at the end. I ran out of the room, and Kaede rolled a shotput ball into the air vent. At the same time, Rantaro was lured by the flash of the hidden camera Kaede set. He unwittingly stepped right into the path of the shot. The shot rolled down the path Kaede made, and then fell right onto Rantaro's head, killing him instantly. Or so we thought. It turns out that was just what the mastermind wanted us to believe. In reality, Kaede's murder plan happened quite differently. The shot ball that Kaede rolled didn't actually hit Rantaro. He must have been surprised seeing the shot ball drop out of nowhere like that. But his fate was sealed. The mastermind saw that Kaede's plan failed and stepped in to finish the job. The mastermind jumped out of the hidden room and attacked Rantaro from behind. And in their hand, the real murder weapon, their own shot ball. Rantaro wasn't killed by Kaede's shot, but by the mastermind's. The mastermind picked up Kaede's shot and left their shot ball at the scene. They also looted the survivor perk monopad from Rantaro's body. Those things in hand, they retreated back into the hidden room. I remember seeing the bookcase closing just as Kaede and I got there. The mastermind had probably just finished their crime. And so, the real truth was perfectly hidden from us. We went to the class trial and reached the truth that Kaede was the culprit. But that truth had been twisted by the mastermind. After the murder, the mastermind left the stolen monopad on the table in the hidden room and threw Kaede's shot ball into the trash can. A little careless of them to not get rid of all the evidence. They probably believed no one would ever get into that room, but we did. Their crime complete, the mastermind went back through the hidden passageway. The passageway led from the hidden room all the way to the girls' bathroom on the first floor. While the mastermind was pretending to use the girls' bathroom, they were actually using the hidden passageway. That's how they moved around without being noticed. Anyone could have used the hidden passageway, not just the people in the dining hall. But looking at the survivors, only you could possibly be the mastermind. If I'm wrong, please, refute me. Please tell us you aren't the mastermind. Tsumugi Shirogane, the ultimate cosplayer.
How bad could I possibly be? Let's see. All the customers are fighting. And the money's multiplying. And the PR people are lying. And the lawyers are denying. Who cares if a few trees are dying? This is also gratifying.
Every single thing that has happened in this killing game is a lie.
The mother to elevate the man. They're gonna propagate the killer, eliminate the youth. They're gonna blind date everyone until you love them too. They're gonna blind date everyone until you love them too.
I can't tell if I'm a lie. Every single thing that has happened in this killing game is a lie. I was the one who came up with that plotline and gave him that virus. I was also the one who came up with the plotline where you fell for Kaito. It's all fiction! It's all a lie! Choose to ruin the first trial and end the killing games. Go ahead and stop if you can. This killing game will end in despair. Despair is Kokichi.
And remember, kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would.
Anything to be part of Duncan Papa. I would commit the best, most gruesome murders, I promise. Everyone will love it. Yeah, I mean that. Anything. I do anything to be part of Duncan Papa.
So I won't stop, love to see that thing go pop. Don't be phony, baby, show me. I can't ride so phony. Let me go.
I'm perfect for a killing game. I don't have any faith in humanity.
I would go for the best, most gruesome murders, I promise. Everyone will love it. Even if this is fiction, even if we're all fictional, the pain in my heart is real. The sadness I feel when I lose the people I love is real. I don't want anyone to feel that way anymore. Why do we have to feel that sadness over and over and over again? Why do we have to bear that burden? I won't forget this game that treats us like toys. And if this is what the world wants, then I reject that world! Are you okay?
Yeah, somehow.
I'm sort of stuck here. Someone, help me out.
Himiko, careful!
Yeah, I'm saved.
We made it.